Right then, boys and girls, welcome to our newly refurbished cook shed, which I'm going to rename the Gastropod. It sounds really posh, doesn't it? Anyway, never mind. So today we're going to christen it by cooking a kind of a Caribbean version of a pork stir fry. So first of all, I'm going to make the spice mix, and this is how we do it. Okay, so here's my trusty spice grinder. You can get these for about 20 quid at any local supermarket. I think I got this one from Aldi. And into that, first of all, now you need to make sure that the measurements are absolutely precise when you do this. So what you need is some black peppercorns. Yeah, that'll do. Some coriander seeds. I'll put a bit more in there. Fennel seeds. Give it a nice anise seed. I could have used star anise, but these are a little bit milder, similar kind of flavour, but I haven't got any star anise, so I'm not using it. Cumin seed, maybe another teaspoon. No, go on, put a bit more of that in there. These are called allspice. It's big, look like juniper berries, but they're dried allspice. They call it whole pimento. Give a bit more of them in there. Oh look, we dropped one. That's it. So we've got some of that. We need to give it a little bit of heat as well. So let's add a bit of chilli. Not just a few chilli seeds, a few crushed chilies in there. And then all we have to do is add a few curry leaves, which are they're nice. So we've got some curry leaves in there, just dried curry leaves. You get these from any supermarket. I got most of mine from Tesco's in the world food aisle. And if you want to be really posh, you can add some cardamom seeds as well. So tell you what, we'll just add a few of them because that's quite a strong taste. They've been in cupboard quite a while, these, so I'm hoping that they are cardamom seeds and not mouse droppings. Otherwise we might just end up not liking it too much. Right, so lid goes on like so, and then we just press on it and good grief, I'll tell you what, that dust don't have to get down your throat. Right, okay, so here you go, look, all nicely done. Now, normally I would have added some Scotch bonnet pepper to this as well, but I haven't got any. But what I do have, I've got some of this Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. So basically it's just Scotch bonnet with a little bit of vinegar in it, so it should be. Tell you what, I'll just have a little taste and just see, put a bit on the end of my finger there. I'll just, yeah, that's nice. Oh God, it's hot. Oh, hang on. Well, that's really hot. I better be careful with that. Oh yes, antidote. Perfect thing for a Saturday afternoon. Just put that back down there. Let's just add a little bit of this Scotch bonnet to that there, and then we'll mix it up to make a paste. You noticed I've not toasted the spices before we use them. You'd see a lot of chefs saying, oh, you've got to toast your spice in a cast iron pan. In fact, I've done it myself, and to tell you the truth, they always taste burnt to me. There we go. Now that spice mix is ready to go. Oh, damn. It was bloody hot with that. Yeah, gosh, it makes your eyes water. I know. I better not put much in, otherwise it'll spoil it. Oh, good excuse then. Oh, right. Okay. Right, so we've got the spice mix done, and now we're going to move on to stage 2 of the process, which involves prepping the vegetables. And in order to prep the vegetables, yes, you've guessed it, I'm going to get my chopper out. Now, this is what you call a nigiri knife, and they use them in restaurants quite a lot because there's no point on the end. That means when you're in a small confined space and there's lots of people around cooking and stuff, you're not going to stab anybody with it, but the edge is really sharp, so you don't want to be using this if you've been drinking, or because all you've got to do is pot it down and you can really cause a bit of an accident if you're not careful. Oh no. No, we're only joking, right? Pathetic that, wasn't it? I'm gonna have to come up with some better jokes. What I'm gonna do now is just prep the veg. Really, you do need to be careful with these, joking aside, because this is surgical steel wrapped in 66 layer Damascus. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a kind of a patterning on there. Can you see that? Maybe not. Oh, it's out of focus. Yeah. And it's actually made in Sheffield by a Sheffield firm. That's not Japanese steel. It might be a Japanese shape, but that is Yorkshire steel, the finest steel in the world. Got some garlic here, right? I'm going to show you a trick with the garlic. There's hundreds of different ways of peeling garlic, but I discovered this the other day. 1 clove of garlic, right? Get hold of it and just twist it like that. Look at that. There you go. 1 perfectly peeled clove of garlic. So as you can see, I've chopped this garlic up into fairly coarse little chunky bits, and there'll be a number of chefs who'll tell you to put some salt on and then start scraping it down to make a paste. But I reckon for this recipe, if you're going to put garlic in there, you want to taste it. So as you're chomping your way through the rest of the stir fry that they're making, occasionally you'll get a little chunk of garlic, and you get that little burst of garlic flavour that reminds you that you're still alive. Right, so we've got a mixture there of onions, celery and garlic, and that's all we need to go in this dish, apart from one other ingredient that's going. We are cooking pork, by the way, and I'll show you what we do with that in a minute, but we have one other ingredient which I want to show you, and these are some homegrown courgettes. Fabulous, aren't they? Courtesy of Daryl and Jonathan. If you're watching, Daryl and Jonathan, thanks very much. We're going to do these justice, hopefully, especially that one. That is a beauty. And you'll notice this has got a bit missing off the end, and the reason that it's got a bit missing is not because it was rotten or eaten by worms. It was eaten by me, and very nice it was indeed. Anyway, I've saved the rest because this is going in with the stir fry. I'm going to keep it chunky. That's yummy. Look at that. £11.74 at Tesco's. £5.50 a kilo. Prime pork loin, boneless joint. You can't go wrong with that, really, can you? Now, you could stick this in an oven and cook it for what, 2.5 hours or something like that, but what I'm going to do today, I only need half of it. In fact, I don't need half of it, I just need that much really. So all we're going to do is forget all the packaging. We'll just chop that down there. take that off there. And also what I'm going to do is take this fat off as well, because actually you don't want it in a stir fry. But I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to keep the fat because we're going to use it in another video for making Yorkshire haggis. Don't want to cause any offence to any of our Scottish viewers, but I'm sorry guys, a Yorkshireman invented the haggis, because Yorkshiremen invented everything. Now we're just going to take this, see that bit there, just going to take that bit of fat off there as well, but we're not going to waste this, because this is very good stuff and it will go into our extra special bag of yumminess. So we stick it in a bag like that, and that can go in the freezer for later. Now we've got a nice piece of lean meat there, a little bit of fat on it, but a little bit of fat never hurt anybody, and this is where a good sharp knife really does come in handy. Right, so you've got enough there for 3 or 4 people. I'm not going to do much to this except just splash a little bit of soy sauce on it, and I'm using this gluten-free stuff. We've used it in other videos. I'm not using it because it's gluten-free, I'm using it because it actually tastes nicer than your bog standard ordinary everyday soy sauce. It's a little bit sharper, not quite as sweet, and if like me you absolutely can't stand anything sugary, this is the stuff. If you want sweetness, you can do all that business like they do on the telly, and they say, oh, put some brown sugar in there and this, that and the other, and actually it spoils it, because if you want something sweet, then what you do is you grab yourself a bottle of lager, which I'm going to do right now. Right, so there's your 3, actually it's 4 main ingredients of your stir fry. You've got your spice mix, you've got your marinated pork, you've got your onions, garlic and celery, and you've got Darryl and Jonathan's courgettes, which I need to get these cooked, because if not I'm going to eat them. They're great. Right, let's go. Right, I'm going to serve this up with brown rice, so if we time it right, the rice will be cooked by the time the stir fry's finished. And normally we cook it in a big pot like this, but we're only doing it for 3 people, so what we need is a smaller pot. You know, we hear all kinds of stuff said about how you're supposed to cook rice. Some people saying, you know, you need 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, and you have to leave it, and you've got to let it all soak and all this carry on. What? I don't think so. Actually, rice is the absolute easiest thing in the world to cook. So what you need is some rice. Always use brown rice, never use the white stuff. White rice is rubbish. Brown rice is nice. And this is Yorkshire rice as well. So it was locally sourced, this was locally sourced Yorkshire rice. Look, got it from Tesco's just down the road. Right, okay, so depending on how many people you want, 1 handful per person. We're cooking for 3 people today, so we're going to go 3 handfuls like that, and 1 handful for the pot, and then we can put that away for another day. And then we need to add some water. Now this is where the measurements do need to be quite precise. Obviously you can't use handfuls of water, so what you need to do is just chuck a load in, put more in than you need, because you're going to drain it off anyway, aren't you? All that washing beforehand, why bother? Just stick a load of water in, whack the top on, and then we'll just bring it up to boil and 10 minutes time that'll be done. So I'm going to put it on my new turbo burner over here, and we shall turn on the gas. That's a good one. And just leave it on there until it blows its top. Right, now, next stage of the game, this is the wok burner. If you're using a cast iron pan or an ordinary pressed steel wok, I'd say warm it up a little bit before you put the oil in, but this has got a non-stick coating, so basically I'm going to put the oil in now and then bring it up a little bit more slowly than you would in your normal Chinese restaurant type thing. Okay, and because I don't want to damage it, I'm going to use a wooden spoon as well. Now this has got some little things on it that keeps your wok moving around, wouldn't it? Isn't that clever? That's it. You have to keep hold of it, because if you don't it just slips down like that. I think that's really good. First things first, into there we're going to put this, our mirepoix, and it goes. Lovely. Wooden spoon, we don't want to damage the... Oh, it smells nice already. And I just want to cook this until the garlic starts to catch. At this point in time we're going to add our spice mix, right? We don't want too much of this, just want 2 teaspoons, because don't forget there's lots of chilli in there, it's going to be really hot. I'm surprised at how hot these new stoves are getting, so what I'm going to do at this stage of the game, because we don't want that celery to be too crispy, if like me all your fillings are a bit loose and you haven't been able to get to the dentist because of lockdown, just add a little bit of water like that. So now we've gone from stir frying to stir boiling. What I'm going to do is cook this down until all that water has evaporated. I'm going to leave that now until this is cooked, and by the time that's cooked that rice will be perfect. That sounds different now, all the water's evaporated. So now we're going to add the pork. There it goes. Now my lot like a little bit of gravy with it, so all you do at this stage of the game is add another drop of water. Not much, because there's a little bit of liquid that comes out the pork. It starts to make its own gravy. You know what? I forgot the courgettes. Let's get them in there, eh? I knew there was something missing. And then we need to give it a little bit of colour, so I've got some of this premium dark soy sauce. Just a little smidgen, just to darken it down. You don't actually want to flavour the dish with it, but look, can you see how it makes it look really nice? So that's the pork done. Right, we've left the rice for 10 minutes since it blew its top. Now we're going to have a look and see what kind of results we've got. So there's still some water in there, and all I'm going to do is drain that off, pop it back in the pan, leave it for another couple of minutes, and it'll be absolutely perfect.